So today we're going to talk about the Wyze Video Doorbell Pro. So we're going to go ahead and get into what's in this box, what's hiding in there. Then we're going to get into the installation of the doorbell itself. And then we'll talk about the application, the Wyze app, how to add it, what we need to do in terms of seeing notifications for who's at our front door. And then we'll get into some of the pros and cons, some of the benefits, some of the negative things about it. And then we'll talk about version 1, version 2 of the video doorbell to see how it differs from this one. But let's start with getting what's in the box. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unbox this. This is the Wyze Video Doorbell Pro Cam with the Chime Pro, wire-free or wired. As you can see, it's 1440p plus video resolution, 150 by 150 view head to toe, two-way audio, up to 6 months battery life, which will be awesome if that's true. Wi-Fi extender Chime, IP65 weatherproof, which is great for being outside. Package and person detection with Cam Plus, and wire and screw free. So this is what's in the box. We actually have the camera here. We have the Chime as well. So we'll go ahead and open this guy up. Oh, it looks awesome. So the video doorbell itself, and then we've got the Chime right here. So this guy will go ahead and plug into just power outlet, and that will be the Chime. And then we have our mounting, but also our charging cable. So, all right. First, what we want to do, and the very first thing whenever you're working on an electrical project, is ensuring that you have the correct breaker turned off. Not like what I did in one of my prior videos. Oh, geez. Yeah, so as you can see, we want to make sure that we have the correct breaker turned off, which is this one. And we've tested it out quite a bit. So I know that's the correct one for what we're doing. But if you have a voltmeter or multimeter, that will also be very helpful or beneficial to ensure that you don't have live wires that you're working with. So, all right, first what we got to do is we got to take the old doorbell off. So we're going to go ahead and do that. This is a little bit better angle, but now that we have undone those screws, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the wires to this doorbell. And we're going to go ahead and put on the plate for the video the Wyze Video Doorbell. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put on the plate for the Wyze Video Doorbell. So you're actually going to be able to see it does have up arrows, so you'll know which way to put it, which direction to put it. And all we're going to do is we're just going to use 2 screws. We're going to go ahead and do the top one that's already drilled here. Makes it really easy for us. All right, we're basically just going to connect it to this. It doesn't really matter which one goes where. You can put it on either one. And I do have extenders if you need them. I don't think we do. We'll see. Okay, now that we have it installed, what we need to do is we need to get it set up. So we're going to go to the Wyze app, and we're going to go ahead and hit that add, do a device. This is a camera, so we're going to do camera, video doorbells, and we're going to do Video Doorbell Pro. So we're going to go ahead and click next because it already is flashing blue. We're going to hit next. The Chime is plugged in. We're going to reset the Chime. So I'm going to go ahead and go in and do that.
Reset successfully.
All right, it was reset successfully. We're going to hit next. It's going to be searching for the doorbell. So we're going to keep our phone near the doorbell. All right, perfect. It was connected. Now pairing, perfect. Got to select our network, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Connect. All right, and it is connecting. Connection is complete. We're going to go ahead and begin installation. Well, we're going to skip the installation guide because we've already actually installed it. So we don't need that. We're going to put front door, save, continue. All right, perfect. It is all squared away, ready to go. We're going to go ahead and skip this step. And there we go. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to make sure we get this set up and that it's secure so no one can take this off, okay? So we're going to push it up against, and there is a secure, like securing screw underneath. It does come with its own wrench. It's like a torque wrench. I'm not sure exactly what the size is, to be honest with you, but what we're going to do is we're going to secure it as tight as we can, so it's very hard to pull this off. Because what we don't want is just someone to just grab and take off of it. We would have their face for sure, but we want to keep it for a while. All right, so there we go. That is installed. It is all ready to go. And we're going to go ahead and go in and talk about some of the benefits. All right, now that we have it all set up, let's get into the app. Let's see what type of features we have that come with this app. So first, as you can see, straight out of the gate, we can hit that play. It will give us a live view, right? So we can see what's going on live. Then when you actually click on it itself, you actually go into the app and you can see the different events. Like if you see down at the bottom, that 1726, that's 526 today, which is February 13th. We'll click on that. And it should be me, just filming the video. So you can see the different events that way, which is nice. You know, see if there's a car in the background. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the detection settings. I like to set it as high. It's really your preference, whatever you'd like to do. We're gonna go to detection zone. So you can actually set a detection zone. We have a flag. So what I may wanna do is just kind of click some of these boxes so it doesn't necessarily pick up that flag when the wind picks up here in Colorado. So yeah, maybe see how that works, just so we don't get some false positives when it gives us some notification. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and we're gonna go to the notifications and see what that is. We have Wyze AI events, all their motion events. That's good. Kind of go into the advanced settings. I'd like to see the battery percentage. That'd be cool. I mean, it is plugged in, so we're using it, but just to kind of see night vision, we're gonna keep that on auto. We don't really need to show the Wyze logo. Bitrate's fine. Record sound, we definitely want to do that. Sync time is good. All right, and now we're going to go down to the chime, see what we can do there. So you can actually turn the chime up or down, just depending on how loud it is or how quiet it is. We're going to keep it right around 75%. That's actually pretty loud. And then automations. So you can set different automations in it. We're not going to really, I think, get too much into that. But we'll go ahead and come over here, go to favorites and go back in. All right, and let's see, device info, good. Detection settings, we already have that. Name is front door. Let's check on the event recording. So it's gonna record when the doorbell is pressed. Motion events, I do like that. I like the AI events only, just so we can have that kind of smart detection. Don't really need friendly faces, but I'd like to see what it actually is, so I don't watch a video I don't really need to watch. Recording cooldown, we're going to bring that down to 1 minute. And that's just the time in between recording. Then with maximum length video, I'm going to do like 60 seconds. Why not? Let's see what happens there. And yeah, that's good to go with the app. And let's talk about some of the pros and cons. All right, let's take a deeper dive into the Wyze Video Doorbell Pro. Let's talk about some of the features and also some of the disadvantages that it may have, right? One of the biggest advantages it has is that ability to be wireless with that battery. Now, Wyze claims that it can last for up to 6 months. I'm gonna say that's really gonna depend on the settings that you have, right? So, I mean, the initial setting when you get it all set up is it waits about 5 minutes for the next video. Let's say you turn it down to 1 minute like I did. I think it's gonna go down a lot quicker, right? Also, the amount of video that it's doing, opposed to like 15 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, that will really impact the battery life that you have as well. If you do get a lot of packages, if you get a lot of people coming to your door, again, this is all going to impact the battery. So I would say that's kind of like a guide. I wouldn't really count on it lasting 6 months. Now, I did wire it. Very easy to do that, but if you just don't have that ability at your house, or if you just don't want to mess with the wires, you can definitely go with the battery power, and it does charge pretty quickly. So that is a good option for you. Ultra wide field of view, right? So the 150 horizontal by 150 vertical, so 1440 by 1440 resolution. It really gives you a true head to toe for the visitors, right? So you can also see if there's a package on the ground. That's really helpful. If you are out and about and you kind of see that notification, you want to see if it was a package, you can definitely do that. So pretty good. Dual band Wi-Fi. So it supports both the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz for more reliable connections. That chime base that it has, where you actually plug it in, you can actually customize. You can have like dogs barking if you don't like the chime, or if you don't like the music for it. But you can really kind of customize the sound that it puts out. And also for us, our old chime, just on our normal doorbell, wasn't super loud. So I work from the basement, and I couldn't hear if someone came, if a package came. So it's nice to be able to turn that up, and it is really loud. So it is really good there. Now, there are some disadvantages, and we're going to kind of compare it to the Wyze Video Doorbell version 2, just to kind of give you just an example. The Pro does have lower resolution than the version 2. The version 2 is actually 2048 by 1536, so 2K resolution, opposed to the 1440 on the Pro. So that's one of the disadvantages for sure. No local SD card storage, a higher price, right? So currently the Wyze Video Doorbell Pro is going for $105.98, where version 2 is going for $69.98, so $70. So a pretty big difference in price there. For something pretty similar. Now, the version 2 supports existing in-home mechanical chimes directly, while the Pro uses its own auxiliary chime. So if you do want to use your current chime that you have in your house, you can do that with the version 2. You can't do that with the Pro. So, something to think about, just depending on what your situation is. So think about that when you're trying to purchase it. Now, one thing I did want to talk about, and this is a pretty big negative, when we did post our short last weekend saying that we're going to put out this video this weekend, someone that saw the video did make a comment and said basically the cameras themselves are okay, subscription required to use the app, the account data breaches, and the failure of the company to disclose the hacking of its earlier models for over 3 years is a bit of a turnoff. So I want to look into that and make sure that, if that was true, that I brought it up in this video, just to make sure I give you the full picture on Wyze. Now, Wyze is a Seattle-based company. It's out of Washington. For them to hold on to something like that for 3 years is a pretty big deal. So yes, it was a real incident. This really did happen. And it's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people kind of turned away from Wyze early on. Now, I'm just going to kind of go through a little bit of the points of this. Wyze was notified right away in 2019 by Bitdefender that discovered 3 serious vulnerabilities in Wyze's early cameras. The worst one actually let someone on the same Wi-Fi network access the video's SD card without password or authentication. So that's a big deal, right? Because your network can get hacked. So if your network can get hacked, they can watch what's going on in your house. They can watch your outdoor cameras, wherever you have a Wyze camera that could have taken place. Now, one vulnerability was patched in about 6 months. Another one in 21 months. The big SD card one, not fully fixed on the newer models until January of 2022. So almost exactly 3 years later. So Wyze side of the story in this whole thing is the flaws required local network access. So not a full remote internet hack. So the risk was lower. They were working on patches the whole time, didn't want to tip off the bad actors by going public too soon while the investigation was going on. I don't know, for the version 1, they literally couldn't fix it. So they just EOL'd it to protect users, but again, didn't explain why until they were forced to explain why. Now, they've since hired a dedicated security team and say that's improved a lot. Just in some of my research, I can see that is the case. But again, if this, is something that, really bothers you, then stay away from the Wyze products, right? There's plenty of other products that we'll be doing reviews on as well. It's a pretty big deal, right? This is a pretty big serious deal. They have taken it seriously as of late. And for me, I feel comfortable just in the research I've done that they're actually taking care of the situation. But again, I'd say in the day and age in which we live, everything can get hacked, right? So, it's just take your precautions, right? Make sure that you're protecting yourself, your family, all that kind of good stuff. But, but that's our review on the Wyze Video Doorbell Pro. Hopefully you liked it. If you do, please hit that like and subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps our channel for sure. And we love making these videos for you guys. I want to do it for, a long period of time. So if you did that, that would really help the algorithms and help us out. But yeah, thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next one.